By fire, by force. Thank you. Listen, I think we have some predictions already. Eh?
We do, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are they saying?
So we have Jonathan from Cape Coast, Abakrampa, and he says 2-1 win for Ghana.
Thank you.
Yes, and we have another one. David and Frema, you people are doing an amazing job today. Ghana will score Uruguay 2-0.
Thank you. All right, so let your predictions flow, okay? 05505858832. Don't miss out on the opportunity to let us know what you think is gonna happen today. Yeah. Yes, and we've been joined this morning. Two fantastic gentlemen. Okay, one fantastic gentleman. The other one, I'm not so sure.
Too sure.
About his level of, fantasticness, if there's such a word. Daniel Krante is here. Fantastic gentleman. He is.
Daniel Krante.
And the other one is Yao
The proud Ghanaian Daniel Krante.
Yeah, the proud Ghanaian.
The proud Ghanaian Daniel Krante is here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. The Daniel Krante that we adore. The Daniel Krante.
Yeah.
And the other guy is also here. The other guy is also here.
He's here.
Yeah. Yamita is also here. Senior, welcome.
I salute.
No, it's a salute.
I salute.
No, before we start, what's your message to the Black Stars today?
Oh, all the best.
Enope.
Oh, all the best. Good luck. Yes,
Wow.
all the best.
If he keeps talking, to become a
Then it's
Wow.
okay. Any
All the
score
best.
line predictions?
Oh, wow. Scoreline prediction.
Think before you say this. Think.
I have to see the lineup first.
What they said, Thomas, so say Judas, so say Joe now. I don't even know which one. Between, among the three, which one would you pick?
I think I'll pick Isaiah.
Isaiah.
No, I think I'll pick
Come
Isaiah.
on.
I think I'll pick Isaiah because
Onto us, a
on
child
the
is born.
surface he looks like the prophet of doom, but when you really go into it,
Master, it can't be
he's
Isaiah.
speaking
Did
a
you
lot
hear
of,
Isaiah in the
he's
thing?
bringing a lot of
I
hope.
said
Thomas.
Jonah, Judas. Pick one. You say Isaiah.
Oh, none of
Understanding the question.
None of the
It's part of
above.
the answer.
None of the above. I don't fit in that category. Prema, you know this.
No, you are the Jonah. Me, I'll give you Jonah. I'll say a torch, then I win him game. No. You know that.
Prema, you know this.
You understand?
I agree.
You are the Jonah.
I agree.
Oh,
Olivier.
You know when there's storm, no, the Jonah has to leave.
Yeah. Otherwise, the ship is sinking.
Challenge.
Yeah. And the ship will be stormy as long as.
Oh, but Prema, you can make it happen. You can relocate me to stateside.
Where is that?
Wow.
To America.
Wow. That is.
Because when America saw when Sahara.
So once we are done with the round with the group stage and we qualify, then you can bring me back because you guys say I'm the Jonah. So
when they threw Jonah, do you know where he landed?
Belly of the animal.
Yeah, from America.
Somebody miss.
Sorry, Daniel.
Anya, so to I don't go. DK.
How is it going?
I'm afraid.
You're afraid, eh?
Yeah. No, you're an honest man.
What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is we've seen Uruguay in this competition.
Yeah.
They've not turned up.
Yeah.
Not that they've not turned up, they've been typical Uruguay. They
Yeah.
struggled to make the World Cup.
Yeah.
They've limped throughout this competition.
Yeah.
But they have, I don't know what to call
It's
it.
called a
They have
Yenesekwa.
They have that thing.
Yeah.
They can turn up when it's necessary.
Yeah.
We saw it in the last 3 games of their qualifying series. It looked dead for them, and all of a sudden, the last 3 games, they just turn things around and they qualify for the World Cup. They know how to turn up when it matters most,
Yeah.
and that is what we need to be aware of. And I'm also afraid that some of the players in there, the Black Stars players, may be carried away by emotion. That's what I don't want. If you watch what happened yesterday,
Yeah.
the Uruguayans know why Luis Suarez was on press duty yesterday.
Yeah.
They know exactly why.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
Because they wanted him to stoke emotion.
Yeah.
Say some things that will
Provoke.
provoke the
Destabilize
Ghanaian
us,
camp.
yeah.
And he's done it. It's now up to the guys to be professional about it. Allow him to talk. Let him see what he wants to see. Focus on the job. Go out and do your job. That is what needs to be done. And if the Black Stars can stick to that game plan, forget about the emotions of the game. I don't put it past them. But once they go into an emotional encounter with the Uruguayans, I'm sorry, but there's no way we'll come out.
How important were Asamoah Gyan's words yesterday, do you feel, to the players?
Very important, because if anybody should be hurt by that incident, it's him.
Yeah.
And he's the same person telling you to forget about it.
Yeah.
Just focus on the job. And the thing is, he says, look, the sweetest victory will be beating them.
Yeah.
Not because you want to beat them because they are Uruguay. The
Yeah.
sweetest victory is beating them and qualifying.
Yeah.
That is your goal at the end of the day. You want to qualify. After the first game, it didn't look likely. Then you gave yourself a very good opportunity.
Yeah.
Now just finish the job by beating the last team. Forget that it's Uruguay. That's the final team that you are going to face. Beat them, get the points, and qualify. And I think there's a good omen this week when you look at the African teams.
Yeah.
All of them have won their games. We
Yeah.
saw Senegal winning against Ecuador. We saw Morocco winning yesterday. Tunisia even beat France.
Yeah.
So I just feel like it is possible. It is possible. It's not like it is beyond these Black Stars. They've shown during this competition that they have the ability to match up with the top teams and get results.
Yeah.
And if they avoid that emotional encounter, because you've heard, I was listening to this Salisu interview from a couple of months back with Southampton, where he was talking about himself. He's happy that he'll be having an opportunity to revenge. That sort of talk. Let the fans talk like that. I don't want players to be talking like that. We
But
saw.
who sent them to go and revenge?
That's the thing. You see, it's a general mindset. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I understand, but I don't know the kind of conversation that they are being given. You know, I don't know how they are being psyched and prepped towards mentally, you know, to go and perform, because no one is asking you because of what they did, we need to score because of that, and rather the conversation has been, don't focus on that, don't focus on that.
Yeah.
So if at this point they are still talking like this.
No, but you see, that's what I'm saying. That interview was from a couple of months ago, like 2 months ago,
right,
when they were
right.
out of the national team setting. So I'm sure that the technical
now,
team and the psychologists have done a very good job,
Yeah.
just to let them know the job at hand. Then, as I said, if they are able to put that away, I don't put it past them, because we know the Uruguayans. They are masters of the dark arts. They want you to react, and they can easily. We saw it in the Portugal game where Joao Felix provoked Aliou Seydou to the point. It was the referee's discretion, because that was supposed to be a red card, but the referee just decided. He had just booked him and decided that, okay, maybe tensions were high. You just calm down.
Yeah.
But the Uruguayans know how to play on these things. If you enter those games with them, they will certainly come up.
But how has, sorry David, how has, Ghanaians received Suarez's statement yesterday? I mean, generally, our mood here in Ghana, how have we received this?
Well, generally, a lot of people are still peeved that he has this arrogant stance that I won't apologize. But I look at it and I ask myself, but what did you expect?
Are we not seeing through that they are just being deliberate about this? Why are we allowing it to get to us?
Now people are seeing through it because Daniel talked about it. I saw your tweet. Other sports journalists also talked about it, and they have a wider reach. And people have been saying it on radio, on TV. So I'm pretty sure they've communicated it well enough for Ghanaians to see through all these shenanigans that the Uruguayans are trying to play with our minds. But the point is, I wasn't surprised with his stance, because at the end of the day, he defended his country. At the end of the day, he got punished for using a foul means to defend his country, and Ghana got rewarded with a penalty.
Yeah.
But our man missed it, and so there is nothing for him to apologize. And he was right in saying so, that if he had injured a player, then he would have to apologize. Then he would be ready to apologize. But he didn't injure any player. He defended his country. He defended his country in an unlawful way.
And he was punished for it.
He got red carded. He got punished for it, and Ghana was rewarded with the rightful call. That was a penalty. But we missed the opportunity. So there's no way I would expect Suarez to apologize. Even if he had apologized, I would have been shocked, because this is the same guy who had issues or trouble even apologizing to Patrice Evra over a racist remark. This is the same guy who had issues even apologizing over a bite on Chiellini.
Yeah.
So he's that kind of guy. So even if he had
what is it? Why?
Even if he had apologized, I would have been shocked.
What is it? Every bad thing is you.
So
he's just spicy. It's in his nature. It's in his nature. It's in his DNA. Growing up, he grew up in a tough neighborhood in Uruguay, he's always
the only person who grew up in a
I know, but he's always fighting. It's part of his DNA. It's part of his makeup. So you would expect him to be engaged in these sort of things. And That's why I wasn't surprised
Now
that he made that statement.
What value or valuable lessons would we be going into this game with, having played with Portugal and experiencing the Portuguese approach to try, because I think those who are more experienced in the World Cup tend to know how to trigger and how to press certain buttons to get you, to react and to behave in certain ways. What valuable lessons do you think we can go into the game with Uruguay, having played Portugal and, came off doing quite well against Portugal?
I think managing the chaos.
Okay.
I think managing the chaos because in that Portugal game, they beat us. They scored, we equalized. Then within 5 minutes, we had conceded 2 goals. Against South Korea,
same thing.
we scored 2 goals, first half, done.
Yeah.
We come back in the second half and they score a goal. 3 minutes later, they score another goal.
Yeah.
That chaotic moment.
But we were able to compose ourselves enough to also reply quickly.
How
No, but
many times can
conceding,
you
exactly.
keep on doing that?
Yeah.
So it's managing the chaos. Even if you go down by a goal and you're able to level it up, manage that situation.
Yeah.
Manage that situation.
Yeah.
We didn't manage that situation very well against Portugal. We went down by a goal against South Korea. We were leading 2-1, but we didn't manage that situation very well. And they leveled it up at 2-2. And the worst part of it was after they pulled the goal back and we restarted again, within like 30 seconds, we had lost possession to South Korea. And that for me was very alarming, that you simply cannot do this. And so when that second goal came in, honestly, I wasn't surprised because we had just given the possession, everything, control of the game to the South Koreans because we couldn't manage those chaotic moments.
But what really causes those chaotic moments? Is it overexcitement? Is it lack of concentration? Is it, really, what is the problem?
I think it's a combination of everything. Jitters, lack of concentration, everything.
And inexperience also. Because, and I think that's
I think for me that's the
factor.
biggest factor,
That's the biggest
the
factor,
inexperience. Yeah.
Because you've not been in this situation before. One moment you're on top and you think everything is fine. All of a sudden you look like you're under pressure. How do you handle those moments? And I feel this might be controversial, but how we use Andre Ayew and Jordan Ayew in terms of their presence in the game will be very important. Because in the Portugal game, I think we took off Andre Ayew when we needed him the most. When we needed that figure
stability
to calm
people.
the guys down. That's when he was gassed
Taken
out and
off.
we had to take him off. And now the guys needed to fend for themselves. Against South Korea also, I feel our transition back from conceding those 2 goals, calming down and kicking back into an attacking mode, I think it was largely because of the figures who were on the pitch, the guys who were there. They were able to calm the situation down. And I feel like today is the most important day. Today is the day where you need experience on the pitch. You need guidance. Today is not about form. It's not about how good you are. No. It's about what happens up there. And it's how you're able to control it. And I was speaking to a Uruguayan journalist yesterday. He mentioned that the key player for Ghana today will be Andre Ayew. The same thing I'm saying. Why? Because Andre Ayew has been there before. He's done it. He's seen these things time and time again. It is not Suarez hitting him whilst he's walking away that will provoke him. It's not somebody saying something in his ear that will provoke him. He's seen these things and he knows how to
handle it.
How to repel these things. So we need that figure. I don't think being on the bench will be able to deliver that information enough. He needs to be on the pitch. And yes, Partey may not have tournament experience, but he's played at the highest level. He also understands these things. Today we need some guidance through. Let them understand that. Calm down. It's nothing to do with what happened 12 years ago. It is Asamoah and that batch, they are matter. This is us. And we have a moment. This is our time to create our own history. It has nothing to do with what happened 12 years ago. I think today the experienced guys need to talk. It's not about form. It's not about how well you are playing. It's about how you manage what is happening up here. Because the Uruguayans on form in terms of player quality, as it stands, you know they can't match up to Ghana. But they want to beat you in the mindset. That's what I'm saying. Look, it is by no coincidence that Luis Suarez of all days was
the one who was on press duty.
It is by no coincidence. If they didn't want to stop, they could have put somebody in there. They knew that question would be asked. They probably prepped him on how to answer that question.
By all means.
These things are very meticulous. They take their time. They know what they are doing. So don't play into their mind. Don't fall into their mind. Don't allow them to get you. And especially the young ones. The Tariq Lampteys, the Kudus Mohammeds. These guys are good.
Ali Duseidu.
But up here, you are not on that. You are still kids. So you really need to manage it. The Uruguayan players, even their young guys, are playing at the highest level, and they've been there for a while. Valverde is young, but he's been playing for Real Madrid. He's won Champions Leagues. He's playing at the highest level. These things he knows. He may be young, but he has the experience. But we don't have that the advantage of that for our players. So we need the guidance on the pitch. We need the big guys to be vocal to me.
Okay. And to add to what he said about the mental thing, the great Johan Cruyff said that football is a mental game.
Yeah.
It's the legs just carry you around. Football is played in the mind.
Of course.
The leg just carry you where you have to be, where you want to be, and how you want to play a pass or play a shot. Yeah. It's all upstairs. It's all a mind game. And so if we lose this battle, I'm sorry, then we've lost it.
Today has to be an emancipation day, you know. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
Yeah, I know, right?
Then we need it. But
we have a lot of messages coming through. So many of them. Let me just quickly read.
But let me ask my question, and then you can take while Daniel and Yao take the time to prep themselves. Okay. You know, many people have not been too impressed with Inaki Williams.
Yeah.
We are going to face Uruguay. Should we be going with him?
Oh, yes.
Think about that. Let's take the messages.
Okay. So we have lots of messages here, and I want to acknowledge everybody who's sending in the messages. This one says, "Good morning, Citi TV. Today, inshallah, Ghana will win 3-1. I am Misuna Malam from La Paz Fish Pond. Good morning to those of you in La Paz Fish Pond. May Allah bless our homeland, Ghana, and bless us all. Thank you." This one is coming from Ephraim in Koforidia, watching us in Koforidia. Good morning to all of you in Koforidia. We will give them the scoreline they would have gotten if Suarez hadn't punched the ball. I know it. It's 2-1 for Ghana for sure. My name is Topi Abdul Salam, watching you guys live from Wa in the Upper West region. Good morning to all of you in the Upper West region, especially in the capital Wa. Uruguay 2, Ghana 2. Okay, this one is coming from Simon Zanya in Boku. Black Star will win 2-0. Another one. You want to read some more?
Well, so good morning to you. Ghana will win by 3-0 from Sebastian in Dartmongo. Good morning. You guys are doing well there. Keep up the good works for our motherland. I think it's going to be 1-0 against Uruguay. This is Emmanuel. Hi, good morning. I'm Osea J, watching you live from Techiman. You people are doing fantastic job. Ghana is going to score 2-1 against Uruguay. My name is Emmanuel from Dodowa. Ghana will win by 2. Cephas Alabi from Nungwa says Ghana 2, Uruguay 0. Good morning. I'm Frederick Sasu from Dobro. Ghana 1, Uruguay 2.
Who's that?
Have you offended me? I wish I can unread this one.
It's a typo. He made a mistake.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, do you mean to say Ghana 2, Uruguay 1?
That's what he means to say.
Maybe that's what you meant to
your
say.
story.
We are editing
your message.
it.
Yeah. So Frederick Sasu.
From Dobro.
From Dobro.
Yeah,
anyway.
we are making it, we are flipping it.
Yeah.
Ghana 2,
good morning
Uruguay
to you
1.
all. Ghana 2, Uruguay 0. This is coming from David. And good morning. I'm Jonathan Odoy. Ghana 3, Uruguay 1. Citi TV all the way. So this is what Ghanaians are saying.
What's happening with
No, they have an
Inaki?
outstanding, yes.
What's happening with Inaki?
He's yet to find his scoring boots.
Yet?
For Ghana. But for his club side, in the lead up to this World Cup, he was in good form, scoring a couple of goals for Athletic Bilbao. But for Black Stars, he's yet to find his scoring boots. And we saw that in that Portugal game, that final minute slip, that at the last moment. Yeah. I think he was very unfortunate, where he had every chance to be able to just plant the ball into the net. But
at this crucial time, do we have the time, for people who are now looking for their scoring boost? Should we be fielding
it? An important role, because Daniel said that you need to keep Andrea Ayew on the pitch, and because of his experience, because of what he adds to the Black Stars, knowing very well that Andre's mobility is a bit limited these days, and he can't consistently be working at an optimum level. And so you need a guy who is a bit more mobile, who's a willing runner, whose work rate is on question, and who has the heart to be able to do it. consistently throughout his time on the pitch. And that's what you need right beside Andre Ayew, because he can't do, in quote, the dirty work, running all around, trying to block the passing channels of the opposing team. That's why you have an Iñaki Williams there. Yes, he's a striker, basic. You are there to score goals, but there are elements to what roles that you can play or you can add to the team, knowing very well that it's a team sport and you need to complement each other. And by having Iñaki Williams paired with Andre Ayew, yes, that complement is on point. And so that's why you need an Iñaki Williams there. Yes, I would love to see him score a couple of goals for the Black Stars or in the Black Stars jersey, especially at this moment. Yeah. But what he does, it helps the team in general. And so you have to take it. Yeah, I have to take it.
DK.
Yeah, in keeping the same energy. I said the same thing when Jordan was being criticized for not scoring. Exactly. And it's interesting how, because he likes Iñaki Williams, now he's doing other things. No, but that's a sentiment of a lot of people. But I'll keep the same energy. Yeah. When you look at the structure of the Black Stars, the team is scoring goals. Our team is not structured for the final chance to come to him.
Okay.
He gets a couple, but I feel his main job is his mobility, moving around, his pressing, and that he made a very good point, helping out Andre Ayew in that, keeping the intensity up top. His movement creates space for other players. If you watch the sequence to Andre Ayew's goal against Portugal, he had dropped deep, and that allowed Andre to move into that channel. And when he's dropping deep, he's taking a defender away. That is creating space for Andre to fill in that gap. So it's a very nice understanding. And that's what I'm saying, that football is not just 1 + 1 is 2. The fact that somebody is a striker doesn't necessarily mean that by all means he's supposed to score. And if he's not scoring, it means he's a bad player. No. He's adding a lot to the team. That is why he started the next game and he lasted the entire game. That is why he will start today again, because Otoado knows exactly what he's adding to the team. If he scores, it's a bonus. But at this point, 2 matches, 5 goals. The team is scoring goals. It doesn't mean that if he doesn't score in particular, he's not doing his job. He's doing his job and he's helping the team. Same as Jordan Ayew. So if you like Jordan Ayew or you don't like Iñaki Williams.
But Jordan Ayew has played over 80 games for the Black Stars and he still hasn't registered 20 goals. No problem. So that's where I'll have an issue. But Iñaki Williams hasn't even played 15 games for the Black Stars.
No problem.
Is there a way of saying that the apology didn't come from your heart?
I said, in that apology, I said for 1 game and 1 game only. For that game against South Korea, I am sorry.
Who can switch you?
So I remember a few months ago, I don't know whether it was on Sports Panorama or where, but there was a conversation, and we, the team spoke about the fact that the Black Stars we were seeing a few months ago didn't have scoring ability. Yeah. We seem to have found our scoring boots now. In the World Cup at the highest level, goals are coming somehow.
Goals are coming, but if you remember the show we did just before the World Cup, the Switzerland game, I told you that if we wanted to go, something will have to give. Yeah. And now we are scoring, we also conceded.
Yes.
Before the problem was not scoring, but our defense was very good. Yeah. Now we scored 5, we've conceded 5. And that is the balance of football. Yeah. Something will have to give. Yeah. I can count on my finger, my one hand, the number of teams that score a lot and don't tend to concede. Yeah. You can count throughout history. Yeah. If you are a very attacking team, the likelihood is that you are easy to score. If you're a very defensive team, it is also very extremely difficult for you to score goals. So something will have to give. I just think we need to find that balance and manage moments, as in when we choose to be attacking, we do it quickly and then draw back into our defensive shape. It's not gang-ho football, we go here and because it's exciting, we are happy. Because trust me, if we are analyzing that Portugal game, it was a poor game to give away. It might have been exciting for the neutral, but from a tactical point of view from Ghana, we threw the game away. But that's what I'm saying. Now we can score goals. We know that the team is capable of scoring goals. But it is managing when to switch into attacking mode and when to quickly come back into defensive mode. And it's all about experience. It's all about reading the game and knowing exactly when to do it and when not to do it. So your opponent doesn't have an opportunity to
talking about scoring and conceding, let's look at our goalkeeper, Ziggy. I think he's done fantastic, right? Ziggy is doing amazing, but he's also conceding. Is there something else he should do? Can he do more, or this is the best he can do for us?
Ziggy is a solid goalkeeper. If there is something more he can do, then it means world-class level. because you look at the goals he's conceded.
But this is world-class tournament.
Yeah, but it's a rare breed of goalkeepers that make it to that world-class bracket. And you look at the goals that he's conceded.
Any goalkeeper would have considered those goals.
Would have considered those goals. Yeah. But because they were fired straight at him from close range, you have a certain breed of goalkeepers who are able to pull those saves off. And that's why I say those are in the world-class bracket. Exactly. If he had been able to pull off that a save against South Korea to prevent that first goal from going in, I would have considered that a world-class save. Because very, very few, they don't even number up to 10. Very, very few goalkeepers are able to pull off such saves in such situations. And so he conceding, I wouldn't put any blame on him. And could he have done a little bit better? Yes, he can, because he has the capability to grow into a world-class goalkeeper. But at this point in time, I think he's been solid enough for me. More than solid enough for me. Preventing any of those goals from going in, that means you're a world-class goalkeeper.
Fantastic. Now,
and he's not there yet at this point in his career, and so I wouldn't knock him for it.
But all in all, I think he's done amazing. But so looking at our win against South Korea and today's match, should we present the same starting 11? Should we change somebody? Should we bring someone on? How should the strategy be like?
For me, my starting 11, I need 4 players on the pitch. Whoever is part, I don't care. I need Kudus on the pitch. I need Andre on the pitch. I need Jordan. I need Partey. If those 4 are on the pitch, honestly, I don't think we have a problem at all. We know that some of the constants will be there, Amate, Salisu, but these are the 4 who have to be on the pitch. And for me, if there's a possibility that they can last throughout, depending on how we manage the game, because I don't expect this game to be fast in intensity because of the way Uruguay are. They are not the most potent going forward. They are not the quickest going forward. They tend to build up slow. So I feel we should also slow the game further down and make it as boring and as slow as possible, just to completely kill any excitement and kill any possibility of them springing up a fast break. Because, yes, I know we don't like these things, but Japan, South Korea will have to beat Portugal by at least a 2-goal margin for a draw to be enough for us. And beating Portugal by a 2-goal margin is highly unlikely. Let us manage the game to the point where if it's a draw for us, and if we hear that South Korea are beating Portugal, then we can kick into attack. But don't go and start attacking football and risk conceding a goal. And now you have to be chasing the game whilst Portugal are also doing the work for you. So just be as defensive as possible. Today, I would love if Otuado gives Diego Simeone a call and ask him how to pack the bus. Just defend. Don't allow, because Uruguayans are not even potent going forward. That's the thing. They struggle. They've not scored a goal this tournament. They've hit the bar twice. Once against South Korea, once against. But those were not even clear-cut opportunities. They were Dentinson. But look, seriously speaking, I know we like attacking football. I know we like exciting football. But I'm a very pragmatic person. You need to understand the situation you are in. It is not about impressing us. It's about getting the result. And go out there today. Don't risk anything. Don't risk anything. There's no need for you to fire an attack looking for 3-4 goals. No. They need to beat you. So they will come. And when they come, they will leave spaces and you exploit. Don't go and attack them and play right into their hands. That's
good.
I'm expecting Jiku to get back into the starting lineup. So a back 3 of Jiku, Amate, and Salisu Mohammed. That's what I am looking out for. That Jiku comes back into this starting lineup. And you have a guy like Dennis Odoi also feature.
Now, quickly before we go, so let's touch on these things. If we lose today, what does it mean? If we draw, what does it mean? If we win, what does it mean?
If we have to win. If we win, forget about what happens in the Portugal-Korea game. We win, we qualify. If we draw, we have to keep an eye out for what is happening in the game between South Korea and Portugal, because Portugal is likely to field a little bit of a weaker side against South Korea because they've already qualified.
Just like what France did.
Just like what France did. And we saw what Tunisia did. They beat France. And so it's very likely that Portugal is going to field a weaker side. And at this point in time, the goal difference, Ghana has 0. So neutral level. South Korea is -2. So let's say South Korea beats Portugal by
-1. Do you have -1?
-1, exactly. So let's say South Korea beats Portugal by 2-0, by 2 goals to 0. that means they have a goal difference of +1, and we have zero, and maybe we draw goalless with Uruguay.
It means we are 0.
It means South Korea have 4 points,
Yeah.
we have 4 points, but goal difference, they have a better goal difference than we do, and that's how they will qualify ahead of Ghana. And so we just need to, in order to avoid any health palpitations, just win. And because the build up to this game has given us fair warning. Iran needed just a draw, needed to avoid losing. They lost to USA. They couldn't qualify. Yeah. Ecuador had 4 points. All they needed to do was to avoid losing to Senegal. They lost to Senegal. They didn't qualify. Spain, all they needed to do was to avoid losing to Japan. They lost. And they needed Costa Rica's 2 goals to be able to qualify and give themselves a better goal difference. You get it? So things are coming up in the build up to this game.
Germany's gone home.
They are warning us. They are giving us a fair warning that, look, handle your business, win the game, and just forget about what happens in the other game. Because if you end up drawing, a whole lot of issues might pop up, and that's how come you might end up losing it all and going home.
I want to quickly look at, especially after the Portugal game. We're still ribbing the Black Stars, ribbing the technical bench and all of that. I have always, especially after the Nigeria qualification game, I said, this is the future. And I believe that. And I think I've been proven right, feeling that way, watching how we've progressed, throughout up to this point. What's the future for you, Daniel? What do you think we should be doing in terms of the technical team, in terms of the current Black Star 26 that we have?
Otuado has already said he will leave after, but I feel if we qualify, when we qualify out of the group stages, whatever stage we end up coming home, I think the GFA need to go back to him and convince him to stay. Because I really believe in this project. I've not seen in a while a Black Stars technical team that is so invested in getting this team to work in such a short period of time. They've brought so much quality into the team. They've brought so much belief into the team. And I feel like I don't want us to be like Nigeria. At the AFCON, the Nigerian team looked like it was going to flourish. Then straight after AFCON, the qualifiers against Ghana, it didn't work out. Head coach goes. Now they've brought a new man and the team looks completely different. Now it looks like they are going to start all over again. I don't want that to happen to us because in national team football, a change of a head coach can change everything. Because he brings his own philosophy now, he starts bringing his own players. Let us form a core of these players who have been with Otuado in the last 7 months because they have promise. They are the future, as you are saying. It's a young group of players with the right blend of experience. And I feel if these 4 men continue with them up until the next AFCON, I really believe that Ghana can do something very significant at the next AFCON. So I'm saying that whatever happens at this competition, go back and convince them. Do your possible best to get him to stay. If not, then somebody among the rest of the three, likely Chris Hughton, should take over and then just add a 4th person.
I like the fact that Cisse, the Senegalese coach, 8 years he's been with this team.
No, but consistency pays.
It's important. Ghanaians, whatever, if I can make a plea, consistency is critical. Look, we need
in
to
AFCON
be patient.
2017, they had so much promise going into the competition. They lost in the quarterfinals. Senegalese were up in arms. The FA stuck by him. 2019, they reached the final. They lost. They didn't understand why they were losing. They stuck by him. In fact, before that, 2018, they missed out on the round of 16, 3 yellow cards. They stuck by him. 2019, final, they stuck by him. Then he goes to AFCON 2021. He wins it. He qualifies them for a World Cup. Now he's qualified them 6 points. They've reached the round of 16. What I'm saying is that they have trusted the process, and right now they are reaping the benefits. When you see promise in something, don't be in a hurry to change things. We are too fixated on immediate results over here. We don't like to build. You can't go from 0 to 100 in 6 months. No, you can't. It takes time. But when you see that there is steady progress, we are reaching 20, you are reaching 35, you are going to 40, and it's coming steady progress. You wait and you keep it and you support and you hope that because he are showing you signs that it will get to that 100 that you want. So until it goes as bad as possible, when you are seeing some decisions that just don't make sense at all, when you are seeing that results are not going your way at all and it gets that bad, I think that is when you need to act. But when we are seeing something like this, from what we have seen in the technicality, who told you in January, when we got knocked out of the AFCON, did you think we'll be here?
No.
At
saying that
all.
we are going to face Uruguay and have a possibility of qualifying for round of 16? And you are telling me they should sack the coach?
Yeah.
And you know, we keep talking about mind games and all. You see, sometimes how we also present some of these issues to our coaches play a very important role. So if they have in mind that, you know, you can kill yourself, but these people, the least mistake you make, they will sack you. The person is going thinking that, look,
what's the point?
At any point, they can let you go. But when they know that, look, we are depending on you, we are supporting you, go, we will give you all the support, we'll do this. They also have a certain point to prove. So these things should be handled very, very carefully. Anyway, I think we have some messages.
Yeah. So this is coming from Alami Daniel from Basionde. By fire, by force, Ghana winning by 2-0. Ghana must win. Good morning, City TV. By fire, by force, we are winning 2-1. This is your boy Larry from Spintex. Okay, good morning, City TV. Today, Ghana will win 1-0. I think Iñaki Williams should not play today's match. #Breakfast Daily. Ghana conceded 3 goals in the first game, 2 in the second. I pray we conceded no goal today and scored 2 or more. Okay, you want to read some more there?
Well, so Ghana will score 3 goals to 1 against Uruguay from Mr. APC of APC Fashion in Tonsu. I'm Dennis from Saboba in Northern Region. Ghana 4, Uruguay 1 in Jesus' name. And now we need that. Amen. Abukari from Tamale, Ghana 2, Uruguay 0. Nana Kwesi Papin from Ibuakwa. Ghana will score 3-1. Good morning. Ghana scores 3-0 against Uruguay today. May it be so.
Amen.
According to the word of God.
Amen. Any final thoughts, guys, on today?
So let me add this to it. In a worst case scenario, you know, worst scenario, we lose. How should our posture be, Ghanaians? How should we accept it?
Frema, I've not done this job for a long time, but in the brief spell that I've been a sports journalist, I've learned not to tell Ghanaians how to react when things happen. So I can't tell a Black Stars fan how to react when Black Stars lose. All I'm saying is that if we are being objective and we are being fair to the team, 3 points at this stage in this group, it is a very good achievement. The South Koreans were pissed that they lost to Ghana. They didn't understand why their team was losing.
But who should have lost?
But the last bottom round team heading into the competition. We are last.
It's on paper.
If we were in a group with Saudi Arabia and Qatar, we would have been expected to go out of the competition.
Exactly.
Per the FIFA rankings. So we are playing above our level. And that is something that we need to give credit to the team to. It's not like Uruguay are not some walkovers. And
No.
Expect
and I think that's what Ghanaians don't seem to appreciate. You know, against Portugal, you see people's reaction. I'm like, wait, hold on. Do you understand it's Portugal? Do you know Portugal's ranking? I mean, we are what? We went in at what? 61 or 64. Do you understand? And you're going to play against number 9. You are saying that you're taking it for granted that we should have won the match. Really?
But really, we should have won.
No.
Because based on what we saw.
We could have.
On paper, yes, it makes a lot of sense. But on the pitch, we should have won.
No, but you see, based on... So that's what makes you realize that our team, like Daniel said, was playing above.
And that's where I come in with my point that expectations change. Based on how things pan out in reality or in real time, expectations change. So going into the tournament, there wasn't a lot of hope for or high expectations for our Black Stars. But
even after the Switzerland win.
But look, even after
the
Switzerland
you know what I said after the Switzerland win here? I know what I said.
Even after the Switzerland win, did we expect to go into this game against Uruguay with a lot of positives on our side?
Yes.
Not that much.
Well,
He sat here after the Switzerland game and he was saying that
this is the youngest team. Because this is the youngest team going in. Our technical team, very young. All of those things were factored into it. And so we weren't given a lot of expectation, knowing very well that we were the lowest ranked team also going into that tournament. But after what we saw, especially after Cristiano Ronaldo's penalty, what happened, the fight back, and that commitment to be able to go up against Portugal, people saw that, no, there is a lot to expect from these guys. And it got armed after we beat South Korea. And so if we end up missing out on a place in the round of 16, knowing very well that all we need to do is to avoid a loss against Uruguay, and maybe hope Portugal and South Korea things go
That's
away.
my worry, because even if you draw,
that's a little bit of a disappointment. I'll be disappointed because, and I'll base this on the Arsenal's season in previous years. Arteta and his boys went into last season expected to rank like 8th or 9th. People didn't give them any shot. Then they ended up being on the verge of qualifying to the Champions League with about 2-3 games to go.
Expectations change.
Then they missed out on qualifying to the Champions League, and people were absolutely disappointed because it was there for the taking. Yes, you weren't expected to get to that level, but you did manage to get to that level, and you failed to get over the line. And so that's where I will be disappointed. If we fail to get over the line, I'll be very disappointed, despite the fact that our expectations were low.
I see it in two parts. Those of us who had Vim, that the Black Stars will qualify.
Those of us,
we have the right to be disappointed.
Okay.
Yeah.
But people
Those
like
of you who
people
swore,
like him,
who swore that we'll lose 3 games and come home.
I didn't swear.
Be satisfied.
But you
Because
said
we
it.
won one.
I didn't swear that we will lose 3
Okay,
games.
sorry. We are sorry. You didn't swear. But you said it.
There were so many
My
comments.
expectations were measured.
Oh,
They
senior.
were not measured.
You said
They were
it.
measured.
You can't. I think it's very unfair to the team. I'm going to do something. You don't give me a chance at all. I've come back and I almost did it, and you are angry that I didn't do it. But you said I won't do
But
it.
were you
that's
expecting
the
you
problem.
need to do
Not
anything?
anger.
So if
I think
you-
the
if
right
you thought like
emotion
that,
will be disappointing.
If you thought
not
like
anger.
that, this time I'll tell you how to react. If you thought like that, and you said that Black Stars after the first round we are coming home, and we come home, don't say you are disappointed.
Yeah.
We
I mean,
who
this is
had
what we
been-
were expecting.
We who were positive that the
Yeah,
team will
yeah,
qualify.
yeah.
If that happens,
But
we have
based
the right
on
to
the
be disappointed.
circumstances,
Based on what circumstances?
based on the circumstances,
But you didn't
foresaw
factor in the
based on the
circumstances and you just wrote us
we
off.
foresaw these circumstances.
based on the
People are saying that you are being disingenuous.
Kweku David, Emprema.
Yes.
Based on the circumstances,
Like
that's
what and
why,
what and what?
like the FIFA ranking, like our inexperienced players, a lot of-
But still
like
the FIFA ranking
youth
stands.
But we
players.
But still the ranking is
But we
there.
still believe.
Yes, that's
Even
the
though
thing.
Qatar is there, still the
all of
rankings
those
are there.
The
variables-
inexperience is not part.
Wait, relax.
The inexperience
All
is
of
not
those
part.
variables led to Ghana being on the lower end of expectations to
I don't
qualify
like
to the
see,
next
I
stage.
don't like the premise of
But
this
based
argument.
on what we've seen,
I don't like the premise
and
of this
based on
argument
what the
because
team
the
has gone
inexperience is
through,
not
Daniel,
part.
don't worry.
But still, you shouldn't be
The
if we
disappointed.
don't
inexperience
qualify, we should be
No, we will not
disappointed.
allow you, in particular, to be disappointed. You are not part of
You
it.
cannot be disappointed.
No,
you
you
cannot
can't
be
be
disappointed.
disappointed,
All
yeah.
right, gentlemen, thank you very much for this.
You're
morning.
welcome.
All right.